ultimately anything that creates more permanent, low barrier, accessible, supportive housing, I'm like, that's the move, right? That's the only move, and until people realize that, it's gonna be a struggle. But so anything that does that is good. I think it's also good to watch out for, kind of like we were speaking about earlier, how there are a lot of local bills that are actually really bad that you want to be able to speak out against. Like for example, there was a bill in the Senate this session that the language and the rhetoric made it seem like it was trying to, like it was like about creating more shelter space, which someone could start to read that and be like, oh, that's good. But I actually, in reading it, realized that this whole entire bill was trying to get around the Martin v. Boise requirement that I was talking about earlier and create only like congregate mega shelters so that they could continue to give people move along orders and tell them they couldn't camp and sweep encampments. And so apart from like looking for good things, it's good to be wary of bills that are coming through that could be harmful. Um, right now, there's a lot of good bills in terms of, I think COVID has brought this on, a lot of like eviction protections, especially with the moratoriums right now. People are trying to think a little proactively about how to respond to that. So, in terms of local orgs, there's there's so many levels, right? Because there's like people who are on the front lines doing service work and like DESC, for example, or all of the like Orion, New Horizons, like all of these service organizations that are helping people in the day to day, and that's super important. But ultimately, like, there's also people who are working on a legal level and a policy level, like the ACLU in Seattle is obviously, it's taking on a lot of cases relating to housing. There's the Washington Low Income Housing Alliance. I recently attended the like Housing Advocacy Day in Olympia. So there's efforts going on at like a service level and also at like a big picture level, and you need both, and both seem to be happening, so it makes me a little optimistic.